I think everyone was surprised to see him go to the 5th round. He's come to camp and OTAs with a great attitude. You know, he's a hardworking guy. He has a good head on his shoulders. You know, he's always positive, always optimistic, always keeps a smile on his face. And, you know, you like going to work with people who have that kind of...
Myles Garrett just slipped up and confirmed what Cleveland wasn't ready to face. Something huge is happening behind those practice gates. And Jerry Jeudy? He might as well be Shedeur Sanders' personal hype man at this point. This wasn't a casual scrimmage. This was a royal crowning. Did the Browns really just trip over their future quarterback without even drafting him? Cleveland's losing its mind, and Shedeur's the one running the whole playbook already. Garrett didn't just shake Shedeur's hand. Nah, he gave him that legendary slow-mo grip, the one that screams, "You're the future, kid."
Job easier when they throw me.
The kind reserved for franchise saviors and superhero-level icons. You could practically feel the franchise shift right there on the practice field. And Jerry Jeudy? That man was 2 handshakes away from asking, "Yo, what root tree you want me to master, QB?" It wasn't rookie appreciation. It was full-blown royalty treatment. This was a silent coronation in cleats. 2 NFL vets looking at a young man and realizing they just met a walking headline factory. Shedeur didn't stroll into Browns camp with just a helmet. He came in with gravity. Every step had the weight of destiny behind it. He didn't even need to throw a single pass. Just showing up had dudes acting like he'd already inked a $150 million deal. That's how crazy the energy was. And let's be real, after what that franchise has been through, who can blame them? The Browns' history reads like a cursed fairy tale. Quarterback chaos, locker room explosions, courtroom sagas, and one dude who apparently thought the playbook was just optional reading.
Training camp. Browns rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders getting first-team reps. Well, that happened during Wednesday's practice session for the very first time in a unique way. Now, Sanders got work against the first-team defense, but it was a mismatched 11-on-11. So while he was working against first-team defensive guys like Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, Greg Newsome, he was working with the second-team offense. Now, there were 4 reps in that session, so a small body of work. One of those plays was a rush. The other 3 were passes from Sanders. The first play, Sanders had an incompletion, but he started feeling comfortable. The next 2 passes were completed. Sanders went 2 for 3 in passing with that one rushing play. Small body of work, but a major milestone for the rookie quarterback.
Over 30 quarterbacks in 20 years, 30. And now they're treating a guest like he's the second coming of Bernie Kosar mixed with primetime magic. Myles Garrett, the man who can end a play before it starts, looked at Shedeur like he finally saw a reason to believe again. Like, for once, Cleveland might have found something real. The energy in that building didn't feel like practice. It felt like prophecy. And Jerry Jeudy, man, that was a whole vibe. That wasn't locker room chatter. That was elite athlete language, the kind only pros speak when they sense history forming right in front of them. Judy's been around every kind of quarterback, from all-pro legends to one-season flops, and trust me, he can smell greatness before it even takes a snap. So when Shedeur Sanders walked in, rocking designer shades and radiating main character energy, Jeudy knew exactly what time it was. Shedeur didn't pull up trying to impress anyone.
I don't think that's not my place, you know, to answer, to even be able to give the answer to that. I feel like it's not in my control. So I'm not even gonna think about that or have that even in my thought process of why it is. Like, it's a lot of people that want to have the opportunity to be at this level, and I'm here, and I'm thankful.
He came to remind people who he is. He's not the story, he is the storyline. And the wildest part, everyone caught on instantly. This isn't about just throwing spirals anymore. That's the old school playbook. Nah, this is about presence, brand, and power. Shedeur isn't just a quarterback. He's a full-blown enterprise in shoulder pads, a marketing machine in motion with the kind of aura that makes executives nervous and veterans curious. He's already more relevant than half the league's backup QBs, and the man hasn't even taken a single NFL snap. His media game, bigger than the Browns' entire PR department. He doesn't need to fake the charm or force the handshake. His vibe is natural, magnetic, undeniable. When he walks into a room, it's like the air changes. Everyone feels it. It's not the rookie welcome smile. It's the CEO just entered the building kind of silence. And Myles Garrett didn't just dap him up, he endorsed him.
And they've got the first team defense out there, but it's the second team offense going against the first team. And who's leading the second team offense? It's Shedeur Sanders. So Shedeur Sanders is taking reps, and this is what we've been asking for forever. He's taking reps against the first team defense. And by all accounts, Kid held his own. And you got to remember when we're talking about this, I'm not saying that Shedeur Sanders took first team reps. He did not. He took second team reps against the first team defense. He's playing with the second string.
That handshake said, if the front office messes this up, that's on them. We already see the future. And let's be honest, it's hilarious. The Browns have been shuffling quarterbacks for years like a broken playlist stuck on skip. Draft one high, watch him flame out, panic trade, throw millions at the next mistake, rinse and repeat. It's chaos in designer packaging, and now, after all that mess, the one guy who might finally bring peace to the madness isn't even signed to the team. Yet players are already treating him like he's QB1 in spirit, if not on paper. Colorado made him a star. Cleveland's about to make him a legend. Shedeur Sanders made losing look like a brand deal. He turned 40-point blowouts into viral moments that trended like championship wins. The only man alive who could take an L and still walk into the postgame looking like he just hoisted the Lombardi trophy.
Taking them, the problem is, like Ocho Cinco said, you got somebody that has endeared himself to the locker room. And guess what? The difference between him and Tim Tebow, the biggest one, is he can play. He can throw the ball. Tim Tebow running around being an H-back. He can throw the ball. And he's done everything he needs to do. He ain't saying nothing. He ain't rocking the boat. He ain't mad about the reps. He ain't mad about none of that. All the people out there want to see is this, like Tyler said earlier. We want to see what he can do with Jerry Jeudy.
That's it.
I want to see what he can do with David Njoku. I want to see him with Junkins. I want to see him with the first running backs. If you are cooking, if you are beating down the doors with the 3s and 4s.
This isn't some NFL audition. This is empire building in real time. Shedeur walked into Browns camp not as a hopeful rookie, but as a measuring stick for everyone else in the building. Players saw him and instantly clocked it. Dude's more composed, more focused, and more culturally relevant than half the quarterbacks collecting checks right now. And the wildest part, he wasn't even trying. There was no PR team lurking in the shadows, no welcome to Cleveland photo ops, no fake smiles under a jersey he didn't earn yet. This was just a future top 10 draft pick casually vibing with Pro Bowlers like he already ran the locker room. Now imagine being the guy penciled in to start for the Browns and watching that unfold. Seeing Myles Garrett give Shedeur the same respectful nod you save for legends. Watching Jerry Jeudy light up like he just found his perfect QB match. You'd feel the ground shifting beneath your cleats because Shedeur doesn't chase opportunities, he creates them. He's not a quarterback waiting for a call. He's a walking movement, a brand, a content engine, and a storyline all rolled into one man in shades. It's no mystery why the vets noticed. Garrett didn't blink. Jeudy leaned in.
I want y'all to remember Shedeur Sanders is with the second team offense going against the first team defense. So this is as hard as it. Only thing harder is if it was third against ones, right? So he's got the worst offensive line from a Cleveland Browns offense that we've seen what their offensive line does. We're in pads, 2s against 1s. There's not a lot, you know what I'm saying? Not many more excuses we can come up with at this point. Pads, that is a real.
And suddenly the whole camp felt different. This wasn't just hype. This was recognition. The real ones know when greatness walks in. And the fans? Oh man, the fans lost their minds. Half of them screaming, he hasn't played a single NFL snap. Yeah, and your last 12 quarterbacks did, and still couldn't figure out which end zone belonged to them. The other half, they're already printing Shedeur 2 Cleveland shirts. They're already fully converted. Cleveland fans are deep in Photoshop right now, making mock-ups of Shedeur Sanders in Browns, colors like it's breaking news. Somebody out there definitely stitched his name on a jersey and fell asleep wearing it, and the team, dead quiet. But that silence speaks volumes, because when Pro Bowlers start drifting into formation around a college player like he's already calling plays, you don't need a press release. The message is loud and clear.
First team reps from Shedeur Sanders. This is the first time I have proof Shedeur Sanders goes against a starting defense, completed 2 of 3 passes, and the one incompletion was broken up. Good. Hey, nah. And he finds his man Gage, right? So this is the second team offense against the first team defense. So, okay, so that's a real life Myles Garrett right there, ladies and gentlemen. Real life Myles Garrett. I don't know why Twitter makes it look like a potato. There's Carson Schweringer, the Wonder Kid.
The NFL isn't just changing, it's rebranding itself. And Shedeur Sanders is the walking, talking, perfectly filtered Instagram reel leading the revolution. Forget those rookie hazing days when you had to carry pads and keep your mouth shut. Shedeur pulled up with a film crew, a stylist, a watch deal, and 2 million followers asking, "So who's getting traded first?" That's not arrogance, that's architecture. He didn't stumble into fame. He built it brick by brick, camera by camera. Now the entire league's realizing they've been playing checkers while he's been designing his own chessboard. See, today's players aren't just athletes, they're platforms. They don't need ESPN to tell their story because they are the media.
Eller and DeJuan Jones and Conklin and Posick and these guys out there, he doesn't have Jeudy and Njoku. He's playing with the second team offense against Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward and Schlesinger and all these guys. And sounds like he did pretty good. I've seen the video clips. He's moving in the pocket well. He's finding his targets. He's hitting his targets. He's making plays on the run. He's throwing accurate passes on the move. He's doing all the things that during the pre-draft process, scouts and analysts said would be his.
NIL deals turned college football into the new Wall Street of branding. Interviews, merch drops, customized cleats. Every move is monetized with style. Coaches are still drawing up plays while these kids are drawing up content calendars. And when Shedeur hit Cleveland, he didn't look like some wide-eyed rookie. He walked in like a fully licensed business with a marketing funnel already firing on all cylinders. And the best part? The vets are loving it. The same old school guys who used to side-eye rookies in silence are now following Shedeur on Instagram and hitting him up for podcast collabs. He's not trying to fit into NFL culture. He's redefining it. He's the software update the league didn't even know it needed, while everyone else is still stuck buffering on dial-up. Naturally, the Browns fan base is losing it. You'd think the team had already named Shedeur Sanders the official starter with how fast the panic button got slammed. The angry crowd is shouting, "He hasn't even played a down yet," like that's ever stopped Cleveland from wrecking a quarterback's future before.
A lot of work that gets done when you guys aren't out there, believe it or not. But even that's, and I say that, Mary Kay, even in a meeting or in a walkthrough, just our guys are getting exposed to a lot. Different. Every day we're mixing and matching, if you will, giving guys different looks. I've told you before, it's not going to be a 25% down the middle type thing, or I guess down to fourth, but we're trying to expose the guys to different things.
What have you?
This is an all-encompassing evaluation, so we were evaluating the guys during phase 1, during phase 2, and now finally phase 3, you get to go against your defense in some settings where our quarterbacks and our offense get to go against them in 7-on-7 and some team drills. So all of that adds up.
Meanwhile, the Shedeur believers, they're deep in Madden franchise mode, photoshopping him into Browns gear and posting QB1 edits like it's already reality. But let's keep it real. Have you seen how this man reads defenses? He's smoother than half the league's backups and twice as cool under pressure. The game slows down for him like he's got cheat codes running in his brain. And social media? Oh, that made everything explode. One simple clip of Shedeur chatting it up with Jeudy and boom, chaos everywhere. Twitter threads, TikTok edits, conspiracy theories, and jersey mock-ups spreading faster than a trade rumor in draft week. The Shedeur Sanders hype reels have officially taken over the internet. It's the kind of madness Cleveland hasn't seen since Baker Mayfield tried to turn his own ego into a brand and face-planted right over it. But here's where it gets juicy. What if this isn't just some casual hangout? What if this is the beginning of a real NFL plot twist? Imagine the Browns doing what they do best, fumbling the moment, letting Shedeur slip away, only to watch him become a full-blown superstar somewhere else and torch them every season for the next decade. Because let's be honest, if there's one thing Cleveland does,
when training camp commences later in July, I'm not saying like he's the first guy up. When you do 11-on-11s, day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of training camp. I'm not necessarily saying that. But he's the one quarterback that we didn't get a chance to see take reps with the ones. But I think Shedeur has a chance to like make this conversation interesting if he gets those reps with the ones and he has the same success that he did with the 2s, the 3s, and the 4s. I have confidence he can show you something, but I got to see it. We all got to see it before we can actually judge that.
With unmatched consistency, it's missing the guy standing right in front of them. They've made a tradition out of it. If they mess this up, it'll go down as their 47th time drafting the wrong guy while giving a friendly side hug to the real franchise savior. No matter how you slice it, this wasn't some friendly little visit. It was a silent takeover wrapped in designer sweats and confidence. Myles Garrett and Jeudy didn't just nod at the hype, they co-signed it. They saw the future walk through the door and basically said, yeah, we're good with that. And now the Browns are sitting in the most awkward spot imaginable, realizing way too late that they've already been written into Shedeur Sanders' origin story. The NFL might not be ready for Shedeur, but the players, oh, they've already RSVP'd to the coronation. This isn't 2005 anymore. Rookies don't show up nervous with backpacks full of jitters. Not this generation. Shedeur came up in the NIL era where confidence is currency and brand deals are part of the uniform. He's been a walking business since high school, a quarterback with an LLC mindset. That's exactly what's rattling Cleveland's front office the most. This wasn't a kid looking for a shot. This was a man checking to see if they were worth his time. And Garrett and Jeudy, they picked up on it immediately. These guys are used to being around alphas. They know when a real one walks in the room.
Myles Garrett and Jeudy just confirmed Shedeur Sanders taking first team reps. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, what's for you is for you. God got you, Shedeur. Know what I'm saying? Shine bright. Real talk. And then shout out to Myles Garrett, because him and Shedeur from North Texas. You hear me? And I'm from the H-Town, stand up, real talk. So you know what that means. No matter how far we are across the world, us Texas boys still have to stick together no matter what. At the end.
The vibe shifted instantly. The energy went from rookie visit to royal inspection. You could feel it in the air. Quiet respect mixed with that unspoken realization that this kid might just be the guy. Now, what happens next? Is this some secret recruitment plot? Probably not officially, but the NFL doesn't move on paper. It moves through whispers. A handshake here, a conversation there, and suddenly things start aligning. One scout remembers that Oregon game where Shedeur dropped 400 yards and stayed ice cold under pressure. One coach brings up his poise, another mentions his leadership, and before you know it, the Browns' war room has a brand new name at the top of their future plans. And that's how it always starts. One clip, one quote, one quiet nod from a veteran, and suddenly the league starts buzzing. Word spreads faster than a trade rumor during draft week. Front offices pretend they don't notice, but you better believe they're watching every highlight, every locker room interaction, every social post like detectives connecting red strings on a corkboard. Because Shedeur Sanders isn't just talent, he's traction. He moves culture the way only a few in NFL history ever have. The Browns might act calm, but behind closed doors, oh, the tension's real. Every exec in that building knows they just got upstaged by a college player without even trying. Shedeur didn't step in there to chase approval. He stepped in to make an impression that sticks, and boy, did it stick. You can't fake that kind of magnetism. When he walks in, cameras tilt, players straighten up, and the energy shifts like someone flipped the franchise switch back on. The craziest part, he hasn't even suited up for them. Yet veterans are treating him like a franchise savior already wearing the jersey. It's wild. This man turned a simple training camp visit into a full-blown PR earthquake. Garrett's grin, Jeudy's chemistry, the whispers in the hallways, it all adds up to one truth.
Going out in training camp. Through the 7 days of training camp so far, Shedeur Sanders has went 42 of 60 passes with 5 touchdowns, and he still has not thrown an interception yet. We've also been seeing clips of him showing up to practice about 30-40 minutes early just doing warm-ups, and you can tell he's trying to make a statement. He wants to be there in Cleveland. There's a big quarterback room so far, and I heard that they're not going to be keeping all quarterbacks. Today was actually the first day that he got to play against the first team defense, and reportedly he just looked unfazed out there. He's been poised, he's been making the passes that he needs to, and hopefully soon enough he can actually be able to.
Everyone sees it coming, even if the Browns don't want to admit it. And make no mistake, the league is taking notes. Other franchises are watching, wondering if they should start clearing cap space for the Shedeur sweepstakes. Because every time he steps in front of a camera, he's auditioning for the future without saying a single word. He's not chasing the spotlight. He is the spotlight. The NFL's about to enter the Sanders era, whether it's ready or not. The Browns thought they were just hosting a guest, but what they really did was open the door to their next chapter. And somewhere out there, a scout's already whispering, "What if he's the one?" Then someone says it. Well, Myles and Jerry seem to like him, and just like that, things start to move. That's how fast the league works. One word from the right voices, and suddenly phones start buzzing, agents start calling, and front offices start sweating, because if Cleveland doesn't make the move, don't worry, somebody else will. And when that happens, Browns fans will be sitting on the couch watching Shedeur Sanders casually light them up twice a year, while their own QB is still out here trying to find the tight end through a wall of linemen and tears. Meanwhile, Jerry Jeudy's probably out there running routes in his sleep, dreaming of those perfect spirals hitting him in stride. That connection was instant. Real chemistry, not just practice hype. The Browns, a franchise famous for turning quarterback dreams into horror stories, just got a small taste of what having the guy actually feels like. For a second, they saw how electric it could be, how it feels when a real star walks into the building and owns it without even needing a playbook. But here's the problem. If they blink, if they hesitate, if they try to spreadsheet this into another safe decision, they're gonna blow it again. Because Shedeur Sanders doesn't wait. He's not standing around hoping for permission. He's already building his legacy, one handshake and viral clip at a time. You either move with him or get left behind in the highlight reel. The Browns have seen the future, and his name is already trending. The only question now is whether they've got the guts to claim it before someone else does. So if you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. And we'll see you on the next one.